Well, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Really, good morning. I'm not just saying that. I hope you're having a good morning. Odds are your morning just started. Welcome into the drive. 1-800-920-1140, 44-1140 on the text line. Kyle, sometimes I forget this, but because we start the show at 6 a.m., you realize for a good amount of our listeners, we're the first thing they hear in the morning.
Yikes.
There are people in bed right now, whose alarms go off at 6, and they're just kind of letting it play. Yep. And they're hearing this, and this is what they hear to start their day. That's a big responsibility, and I want to say to all of you in bed right now, or just getting up and walking around, maybe you're doing one of those, I've got one hand on the wall, leaning against the bathroom wall, taking one of those all-night, peas.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Hey, it's a great day to be great.
You know what it is?
My best friend is visiting from Arizona.
Yeah, I see that on Twitter every once in a while. You guys do this giddy little fun, cute deal. You're like,
we're really excited.
I've only got 3 more days until I get to see this guy.
Yeah.
That's nice. You coming up from Arizona?
Yeah. Good fade.
Yeah, great fade in his honor. When's he going to be here?
About 4 hours.
Flying or driving?
Flying. So right after the show, I got to book it down to Oakland. And
you got to go.
Yeah. So no podcast today. I'm just kidding.
Oh, good thing we don't have anything planned for directly after the show. That's all right. Or do we? That little thing that we've had, yeah.
Oh, the thing that keeps getting.
Yes.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh darn it.
It's all right. We'll find somebody.
I'll figure it. I'll get you set up.
It's probably not going to happen anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
By the way, we're not being secretive. That's just something behind the scenes. It has nothing to do with the show whatsoever. Trust me. I want to say hi to my Uncle David. I think he works for FEMA, and the reason why he's out here from the East Coast is helping with some of he's up in Reading right now, the fires and all that, helping with a lot of that. So, God, these are our texters, okay? And on one hand, I appreciate, because we are all a family, I appreciate that people listen and actually care about the stories we tell and want follow-up, which I was about to give you. But can the first text we get on the Jiffy Lube text line at 441140, which I probably shouldn't even pump their sponsorship for a text like this. So, was your cousin's wife hot? She's not blood-related. Would that be weird? Guys, come on.
From the 925, let's go.
That's a 209 text. That's not a 925 text. What are you doing? Is that somebody who lives in the 209 but has a 925 cell phone? Be honest.
Shout out to Jason and Galt. He's pleasant.
Yesterday, if you missed the show, we had my cousin, who shares my same first and last name, and his wife over for dinner. He's out in San Francisco for a conference. And they flew all day, just beat the hurricane coming from the Atlanta area. Flew all day to San Francisco, where they're staying. They drove up here, got a hotel room. So imagine that. You fly all day, then you drive the hour and a half, 2 hours from San Francisco. They got a hotel room up here specifically to come up and have dinner with us and meet my children, and really meet me and my wife. I mean, I hadn't seen my cousin since the late 70s, right, when we were babies.
And I believe my take was that it was going to go great.
Well, you were wrong.
It went fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It was actually really cool. So what was really neat is my parents came over first, and because I'm so nervous that everyone will show up and then I'll have nothing to say. Plus, I'm cooking everything. I didn't know what they wanted to eat. They said they're not allergic to anything and they like everything. So last night I grilled 2 chickens, 2 whole chickens. I did a beer can and a root beer can chicken, a big old sausage, a giant about 1.5 foot long pork loin, and a salmon. Because I didn't know. And then we had like salad and all kind. It was like Thanksgiving. It was like pre-Thanksgiving. So my parents show up. It was good to see my mom. My mom had been in the hospital all weekend. She came out and was a trooper and came over. It was good to see my dad, too, because now he's listening. It's good to see you, Dad. But then it was one of those things where I wanted them there first because I didn't know. I wanted the more people there to help in the conversation, the better. I'm very nervous. And I got everything going. You know, my wife doesn't get home until 5:30, which is exactly when they're arriving. So it was all on me. So I had to clean the house, which pissed her off because that entailed me taking all the mess that was all over the house and putting it in our office in just giant pile, including folded laundry. I just threw everything in there. She asked me why didn't I put it upstairs. I said, I don't know. I panicked. And then I made my daughter do the dishes. That was the cleaning, but I directed it all. The house was clean when they got there. And they show up. It was awesome. And then I remember talking to my dad, and I said, you know, he's out here. It's too bad that Uncle David isn't here because then we'd have all three of us in one spot, the three Davids. And then I turn around, and there he is at the door. My dad had totally kept it quiet. He drove down from Reading, of which that's why I said hello to him, because he's driving back up there right now for an 8:30 meeting. But came down, and we had dinner, and it was great. To the question about my cousin's wife, you sick bastard. It was great meeting my cousin's wife. She is absolutely beautiful, as are their kids and the whole family. It was amazing seeing them. It was cool, man. It was like really cool to have. Like we were talking about, like we both love graham crackers and peanut butter is our go-to snack. That has to be genetic. And then my dad's like, yeah, you got that from me. And then my uncle had gotten that from my dad, or they got that from their dad. It's weird when you have first cousins, which is the closest thing you can have to like a brother without it being a brother. And you find these things in common. And then we just, they got to interact with my kids, which was great. And I grew up very close to my mother's side of the family, saw them every Thanksgiving, every year, spent summers at my cousin's house, did not grow up very close to my dad's side because they were all East Coast. So it's very nice to be able to do that. We talked about doing something where we could have like a whole reunion because he's got twin sisters who I know actually better than him, who've spent time out here. So it's very cool to see them all. I very much love that side of the family. Yeah.
Would I be invited to that gathering since I wasn't invited to last night?
I'm sorry, but that is a locked gathering. That is locked.
Unbelievable.
But just so you understand, I don't know that
it's like you're ashamed of me.
I don't know that any of my friends have ever met my family outside of my immediate family.
Sure.
I very much keep apart my worlds.
Sure.
I have work world,
right?
Friend world, family world, and I don't like it when they intersect.
Because you wear different masks at each one.
I'm a different person for each one.
Right, sure.
Like when my mom and dad showed up to Fire Wings when you were there.
You panicked.
That is miserable for me. It's miserable.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that I don't love my mom and dad. Now, if it was just me there and they showed up, awesome.
Right.
I love my parents.
What was funny was how very quickly, because you gauge like who you can block out and who you can who you have to pull in. Dude, we were at a table, you got up from that table, said hi to them, and we're like, Mom, Dad, we're sitting at this table.
We're sitting over at this table.
No, like, hey Kyle, we're over here now.
Nope.
I ceased to exist.
And here's the thing, to be clear, that isn't me being ashamed of my friends, and that's not me being ashamed of my parents. That's, for example, Kyle, do you enjoy a good filet mignon steak? Really well cooked?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy perhaps pick the flavor of Dreyer's ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't, right? Have you ever cut up filet mignon and put it on your Dreyer's ice cream?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Okay. Of course you haven't. And my point is, different things can be great, yet when mixed together become not great.
Sure. No, I fully understand. You know who probably eats ice cream on their perfectly cooked filet mignon?
Who's that?
Brad from Kingswear.
Yeah, you're right. Don't give him any airtime. Give him any airtime. He didn't deserve it. None of those guys
Don't at me.
With they should call it Sacktown Depression.
Oh,
boom,
dude. Hey,
their
we gotta go.
pack of depressing posters. I'm sorry, their posters are actually really good. There's just like 4 posters on Sacktown Royalty that go around and depress everybody else on there, and they have their legion, their little legion of like 4 people that go around and agree with what they say. Anyway, we got a break, but in closing, let me just say, love that my mom and dad were. That was awesome. Love my uncle, who I've gotten to know over the last few years a lot better than I did when I was a kid. And my cousin and my, what would she be? My cousin-in-law? His wife. I don't know what the title is. Anyways, she was an absolute delight and awesome. And she and my wife got along, which was really cool. And then when they left, my wife goes, I really like her. My wife doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, that's what I've gathered.
Especially you.
Yeah.
No, she likes you.
How?
How does she like you?
Yeah, we've never met.
That was one of those lies I'm telling to make you feel better. She
Yeah,
likes you from the radio. We have a show today. We have a fat show today.
We got a break too.
Not big or hairy. It's a fat show. Taking a couple words. Tomorrow's a big fat hairy show. It's a fat hairy show because we have Ben Gumpert, the president of Sac Republic, coming on at 8:05. They've got playoffs coming up. We want to talk about it. We're going to do a simulcast with Brock and Salk. Brock Heward, Mike Salk up at 710 ESPN in Seattle, our sister station, on the Raiders and Niners in London. That should be fun. And Jimmy Butler. Yeah, we'll talk about Jimmy Butler, the Kings and Jazz tonight. And I have sneakerhead story time, Kyle. Sneakerhead story time when we come back right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Raider Nation, join my partner Lincoln Kennedy and I each and every week for Raiders football right here on your home of the Raiders, Sports 1140 KHTK.
Hey, we got a touchdown. Let's
How about
celebrate.
that? That's right. Now the crowd comes alive.
If you need a work truck, you need a dealer who works as hard as you, like Maida Chevy in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, a business elite dealer. Maida Chevy has the commercial vehicle you're looking for. Work-ready Silverados, express vans, commercial loaners, and so much more. All backed by Maida Chevy pros who know your vehicles are your livelihood. Whether you need one vehicle or an entire fleet, Maida Chevy's got you covered. Business elite at Maida Chevy, Sacramento's #1 Chevy dealer for over 10 years. Find new roads.
Sacramento retail sales.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Filling an opening at your company means more than just finding an employee. You're looking for a fit, a match. Robert Half understands that. We know you need someone who can do the work, someone who complements your culture. And of course, you need that someone fast. When it all comes together, it makes for a perfect fit. Satisfaction guaranteed. Robert Half, the matching experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Visit roberthalf.com/radio for more information.
Hey, Sacramento, it's your boy DC here for Beck's Furniture and Sleep. It is that special time of year at Beck's. It's anniversary time, 51 years, and that is 5 decades of service, and the sales are tremendous. No interest, no money down, no minimum purchase. The deals are abundant. Bedroom sets, recliners, bar, pub sets, dining sets, not to mention the Beck's Dream Team and what they can do for you. I'm telling you, there is so much to mention at Beck's Furniture and Sleep that I'll go crazy trying to do it. Tell them DC sent you. Visit them today, becksfurniture.com.
Beck's Furniture.
Okay, I have to tell you about this. A few days ago, I really needed several $1,000s fast, so I called 844-3-LOAN-ME. I've used loan companies before, but LoanMe was different. First of all, my agent was very calm and clearly explained everything about the loan. He said I didn't need perfect credit, and I didn't need any collateral. Okay. He said I could make fixed monthly payments, or I could repay it at any time with no penalties or fees. Okay. Then he said if I wanted to use the cash for up to 7 days and then repay it, LoanMe would not charge me any fees or interest. 0. I said, could you repeat that? Because it sounds too good to be true. So he did. And so I took out the loan, got the money in about 4 hours, and used the cash for 6 days. And then I repaid it, and they charged me nothing. Amazing. LoanMe really is different.
Hablamos español.
Minimum loan amount $2,600. Go to loanme.com for our privacy policy terms and conditions. Loans made pursuant to California Department of Business Oversight Finance Lender License 603K061.
Call 844-3LOAN-ME. That's 844-3-LOAN-ME.
Sacramento homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, rusty water, or pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe Specialist has been serving the Sacramento area for many years, collectively repiping over 35,000 homes in our 25-plus years. We've built a reputation on offering the most efficient repipe process for customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialists only uses the best repiping materials with high-quality PAX or USA Grade L copper pipes. For a limited time, take advantage of our most affordable offer. Right now, on approved credit, get 0% interest for an entire year. That's right, a quality home repipe, wall patching, and a lifetime guarantee, and 0% interest. Repipe Specialist provides a free in-home estimate explaining the process tailored for your home. So call Repipe Specialist today for your free in-home estimate at 888-256-6379. 888-256-6379. 888-256-6379.
Kim here for Bearco Redwood. Do you enjoy buying local, eating farm to fork, or simply supporting family businesses? It may interest you to know that the redwood lumber industry is a striking example of all those enchanting qualities. Our family business has been supporting every redwood mill, which are all family-run for nearly 4 decades. From their family to our family to yours. When you need quality building materials and service with integrity, choose Bearco Redwood. BearcoRedwood.com.
Attention laborers, tree arborists, and equipment operators. Mountain F Enterprises is hiring and you can be the next perfect candidate. If you have experience in any of these fields as a laborer, tree arborist, or equipment operator, Mountain F Enterprises wants to hear from you. Text MFE to 71441 now. MFE offers full benefits, a 401k plan, and many options for growth within the company. Text MFE to 71441. You can also apply online at mtfent.com/employment. Mountain F Enterprises, the leader in utility tree safety.
Shingle Spring Subaru brings you this look at weather. Going to be sunny and mild again today. We'll have a high of 79. Much warmer tomorrow with a high reaching 85. At Shingle Spring Subaru, the McCarver family has been selling cars the right way for over 30 years with no closers and no pressure. Stress-free car buying. Just 10 minutes from Folsom up Highway 50. Shingle Spring Subaru, where a great deal and a huge selection are closer than you think.
You're amazing. Welcome back to The Drive.
It's just my job.
It's time for the Morning Brew. Now, here's Carmichael Dave.
A lot of it is true, but you got to think, I haven't played basketball in so long, and I'm so passionate, and I love the game, and I don't do it for any other reason except for to compete and go up against the best to try to prove that I can hang. So all my emotion came out at one time.
That's Jimmy Butler being interviewed yesterday, talking about his situation, which came to a head when he returned to the Timberwolves facility and participated in practice. Now, depending on what you believe in cobbling together stories, and we'll get into this a lot today, this will be a big story we follow. He rolled into practice, yelled at Karl Anthony Towns, yelled at the entire team, pretty much called everybody soft, yelled at the GM, Scott Layden, yelled at Tom Thibodeau, said they can't win without him, took the third team reserves, had them scrimmage against the first team, kicked their ass, guarded Karl Anthony Towns, yelled out, he can't do blank against me, and then the ball went off of Karl Anthony Towns' foot when he was trying to post him up. That's what I've cobbled together from several different reports that were cobbled together. Then he went and he did an interview with Rachel Nichols. Kyle,
who just so happened to be in Minnesota.
Weirdly enough.
At Jimmy Butler's house.
I am a complete split personality when it comes to this story. I have a side to me that is really pissed off at Jimmy Butler and thinks he's being a punk. And I have another side to me that really looks at what he did yesterday, and I'm like, oh, dude, you go. Do it. You're such a badass. You're such a freaking badass.
What's so funny to me...
And they're at war right now with each other.
What's so funny to me is that this isn't Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or something like that. This is Jimmy Butler, who's never going to be the best player on a championship team.
No. Nope.
Which I think is a little bit his point. Like, Jimmy Butler has had to work his tail off to become a top what 15, 20 player?
It's top 20 safe, so nobody
sure.
argues.
Okay. So top 20 player in the league. He has had to work his behind off to get there.
Guy used to be homeless. He came from nothing.
And he sees guys like Karl Anthony Towns who are these gifted all-pro at 22-year-old big man, and Andrew Wiggins, who he even says he's got all of the gifts from God. He's tall and fast and jumps high, and who don't work as hard as he does.
Right. They're playing Fortnite and eating avocados is what they're doing.
He's like, we can win a championship here if you guys put in the work that I put in.
Right.
But he's handled this very poorly.
And so it looks like you and I are very similar in that aspect. Like I said, there are things he's doing I'm a huge fan of. There are things he's doing that I think make him look stupid. Yeah. And we'll talk about this at length throughout the day. It's an interesting conversation, a real interesting piece of drama coming out of Minnesota. Of course, Jay Billis probably thinks their locker room is functional because they made the playoffs last year. Number 2.
Listen to this crowd.
Betty.
Buddy Hield gives it up. Gets it back from Cauley-Stein. 1 on the clock. Sealed off. Leans in. Hits the line drive. They count it for 3. There was only a fraction of a second on the clock.
That's the sweet sounds of Gary Gerald. You'll be able to hear him tonight at 7 p.m. on the call right here on the Sporty 1140. Kings versus Jazz. This is the home opener for the preseason against an actual NBA team. Now, there you go. And as Kyle said, they wrap up with a back-to-back before the season starts next week. Many of you are doing your basketball drafts this weekend. If you haven't done it already, fantasy basketball, yep, it's an actual thing. I know this because I have 2 Lakers on my fantasy basketball team. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not. Do I want to win the league? I do. Is one of those guys LeBron James? Nope, it's not either. Yet I still have 2 Lakers on my fantasy basketball squad.
Can we play Guess the Lakers?
Sure, it's all business, dude.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma is correct.
And Lonzo Ball.
That is also correct. Yes, well done. 2 for 2. I mean, who else is that? What am I going to do? Pick Rajon Rondo? I guess maybe. Yeah, I'm not happy about it, but you know what? Allegiances go out the window when you're trying to win fake money, of course, because we'd never play for money.
Right.
So that game is tonight. Going to be out there. I'm taking the family out to the game. We're going to go out and see the Kings hopefully beat the Jazz and Donovan Mitchell and all that. So come up, say hi, and I don't know. Kings Jazz tonight at 7 o'clock. Number 3.
Aguilar in the slot. Wentz back. He's looking. He fires, and it is caught. Touchdown. Zach Ertz. Corner of the end zone.
Eagles, Giants, football weekend number 6 officially begins tonight. That will be at 5:20 p. Interesting game for the Eagles. We'll also get into later, too, in 4-down territory. You know, the Eagles have a guy on their squad that's pretty darn good who plays tight end. And the question was asked, you know, there's been a lot of comparisons made between Gronk and
Travis Kelce.
Thank you, Travis Kelce. And I'd like to take stock of the tight end position. Is Rob Gronkowski still the best tight end in the league? Don't answer now.
Okay.
I think he's got a little competition. But then there's also part of me that's like, dude.
He's the best tight end of all time.
It's Gronk. Shut up. Don't overthink it, David. It's freaking Gronk. Either way, football starts tonight. As always, we remind you twice every Thursday is our way of being a public service to you. Set your fantasy lineups. Set your fantasy lineups. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings versus Jazz and Sneakerhead story time. Yes, I have a story to tell you.
SHST.
SHST? There you go. So drive
I'm not
continues
going to say what that spells.
in earnest next. Sorry, Ernest. Right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Her name's Eunice.
Sorry.
Sports 1140 KHTK has made your mornings even better. Check out The Drive every morning on KHTK.com to not only hear the show, but to see the show as well. The Drive is now video streaming every morning from 6 to 9 on KHTK.com. All presented by the Sacramento Republic FC and by Jiffy Lube.
You want a beautiful wood floor in your kitchen, bath, or mudroom, but you also know eventually there will be water or mud there, which ruins everything, right? Wrong. With Wood Look Life-Proof Vinyl Plank Flooring only available at the Home Depot, you get the wood looks you want while being completely 100% waterproof, guaranteed. So now, where there's water, there can be Wood Look Life-Proof Vinyl Plank Flooring starting at just $279 a square foot, only at the Home Depot. More saving, More doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
Time to shop hundreds of specials at Macy's in-store and online. Like 3/4 carat total weight True Miracle diamond earrings, $299. Career and casual looks for him, 40 to 70% off. Style & Company sweaters and denim for her, 50% off. Memory foam pillows and toppers, 60% off through October 14th. Savings off sale prices, exclusions apply. Macy's Star Rewards now offers benefits everyone can enjoy no matter how they pay. Sign up for free in-store or at Macys.com/Star Rewards.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, brought to you by Marcus by Goldman Sachs, where personal loans have no fees ever. Visit Marcus.com. With the Eagles visiting the Giants tonight, let's analyze this showdown from the perspective of, well, sex. This week, former linebacker Gary Cobb was asked about the struggling Super Bowl champions on Fox 29's Good Day Philadelphia. I think I would take to drastic measures, said G. Cobb, who's covered the Eagles for 20 years on radio, TV, and the internet. I think they need to go on a fast, he declared, to which his fellow anchors blurted out, "What kind of fast?" "Not a food fast," he replied, adding in a roundabout way, "The boys need to be cut off from goodies. It fogs up your mind," he explained. Well, that's certainly an old school approach to how a team may regain its missing mojo. However, I would not recommend that. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Pay off credit card debt with a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Life can add up quickly, like when your youngest needed braces the same week as your oldest tuition was due. And then you got hit with a vet bill for the real baby of the family. Debt happens. It's how you get out that counts. Get a personal loan from Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Fixed interest rates, monthly payment options, and no fees, ever. Learn more at Marcus.com.
Trade Pros. Ferguson's proud to be a part in what you do, and it's our aim to be the easiest one of your long day on the job. With over 1,000 one-stop shop counter locations, expert associates, and an unmatched selection of go-to and hard-to-find OEM repair products, you can depend on us to do our part every day. And Ferguson's 1-hour will call, same-day, next-day delivery, and online ordering and inventory management solutions are making things simpler for those that work the hardest. Visit Ferguson.com and find a counter location near you.
At Universal Men's Clinic, we focus on helping men suffering from low testosterone or ED. If you often feel low energy, have a decrease in your libido, or difficulty in the bedroom, you may have a treatable medical condition. These symptoms occur in many men over the age of 30. The medical staff at Universal Men's Clinic will evaluate your diagnosis and blood test to determine what medical treatments are available for you.
I'm Dr. Charles Arakaki of the Universal Men's Clinic, where we specialize in treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. With modern medicine and the latest technology, our patients experience a high level of care.
Come in for an office visit. For those with a treatable condition, the medical staff will create a customized treatment plan, including monitoring your progress in a professional and confidential atmosphere. Call Universal Men's Clinic at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
Elk Grove Honda has us look at your Sacramento weather. Going to be sunny and mild again today. Let's call it 79 degrees for this afternoon. Elk Grove Honda is offering express service hours on Sundays. Get your oil changed, tires rotated, filters replaced, and more between 9 and 3 every Sunday. Elk Grove Honda. Quality, reliability, and Sunday service in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Sports 1140 KHTK's coverage of high school football is presented by Wingstop. Listen every Friday night to the Wingstop High School Football Wrap-Up Show and get all the coverage on KHTK.com.
Now your sports update. Sports update. Powered by Mercury Insurance.
This is Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Sacramento Kings are back in action tonight at home against the Utah Jazz. It's the first of a back-to-back to close out the Kings' preseason slate. They also play against the Portland Trailblazers tomorrow in Portland. But we'll have tonight's game against Utah for you right here on Sports 1140 with tip-off set for 7 o'clock. Week 6 of the NFL season also kicks off tonight with an NFC East showdown between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. That's at MetLife Stadium out there on the East Coast. Those are your top stories, and now it's back to the drive with Carmichael Dave on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Here we go. The drive continues now.
Coming up at 7:35, we're going to do a simulcast with our friends Brock and Salk. The morning show up at 7:10, ESPN Seattle. Talk about the Raiders and Seahawks, or to them probably the Seahawks and Raiders in London this weekend. I'm sure we'll talk about a few other things. Those are good guys up there. Brock Heward was on the call for the Miami-Florida State game this weekend.
Sorry about that, man. That's the first thing I'm going to ask him about. I also told Dave Richard that you didn't want him on this week.
Oh, you did? I love Dave Richard.
Yeah, he's the best.
He can come on and talk garbage. Hey, from the Jiffy Lube text line from the 530, I would love to see a 2-on-2 basketball matchup between the drive and the lowdown. Damian seems like a dude that wears a headband and looks down when he dribbles. Jason's probably the guy that does a sky hook at the free throw line. Dave, you dominate these scrubs. Hashtag triple threat. Kyle pulls up from 3.
Damian's probably a little more athletic than that.
Damian's probably in the best shape of everybody.
Damian
Not probably, he
is in the best shape.
I don't know how his basketball skills are. I don't know. I know Jason actually.
Jason can hoop. Dude.
Absolutely.
Jason's an athlete. Jason on our company slow pitch team is very good as well.
My weakness would obviously be cardio, but I can play ball. No problem.
Yeah, their assessment of my game is A+.
A+.
I'm going to hang out on the perimeter, and I'm going to play really hard on defense.
I'd say the line on that's probably, I don't know, if we played, let's say we played to 11 by, let's say we played to 22 by 2, so you could do 3-pointers. I'd probably say drive minus 2.5 on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, maybe 3.5, you're saying?
I'm taking the lowdown.
Sneakerhead story time. I got a story for you.
SHST.
Mm-hmm. So this is when things, you ever play that game of telephone, you hear about it, somebody says something in somebody's ear, it goes around a circle, everybody whispers what that first person said. By the time it gets back to that first person, it sounds different.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. So Sarah Eisen was doing an interview. Sarah Eisen is a reporter for CNBC. And she was talking to Adidas CEO Kasper Rorsted. She said, what did you think? Everybody calm down, by the way. I'm not going crazy political here. What did you think of the Colin Kaepernick ad from Nike making him the new face of the Just Do It campaign? Rorsted said, quote, I think uniting people is significantly important. I think it was a good move they made. We have a different view, but we think it was a good view they had. We think the more you can unite people through sport, the better it is. We need to unite a society, not separate a society. I can't say we would have done it, but I think it's important to have a point of view. We have a point of view on many things, as our competitors have, and I think it's good to have a point of view. What do you agree or disagree with what he said? Darren Ravel tweeted out, Adidas CEO Kasper Rorsted tells CNBC Sarah Eisen that the company wouldn't have used Kaepernick, saying, quote, we have a different point of view. We need to unite society, not separate society. Now, I have a problem with that because I think Darren's cherry picking off the quote. What he didn't include is the guy said, I think it's a good point of view. He said publicly he thought his competitors had a good point of view. We might not have done it, but we understand what they're saying. It's a complete cherry pick of a quote and a turn of the quote. And I think that's a little bit shysty. I do. Put the full quote in there or put the other stuff in there that kind of gives context to the quote. Are you an Adidas guy at all?
I am a what's on sale guy.
The problem, I think, with the Adidas CEO saying something like, we wouldn't have done that, and putting himself see, Nike can throw themselves in the political arena. Adidas, in my opinion, cannot. Adidas, who some people think is an acronym for all day, I dream about sports. Adidas is basically a shortening of the name of the founder of Adidas, Adi Dassler. And what I think some people tend to forget, or maybe perhaps don't know, is that Adi Dassler was a member of the Nazi Party. He was a Nazi. Joined the Nazi Party 3 months after Hitler became chancellor. Adidas used to supply the Hitler Youth Sport Clubs with shoes and cleats. Adidas' brother, and by the way, Adi Dassler, Adi is short for Adolf. He switched to Adi, or took that as a nickname. Adi's older brother, Rudolf Dassler, was also a member of the Nazi Party and said to be the more committed to the party ideologies of the two brothers. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know, is that they got into it and did not like each other, the two brothers, Adi Dassler and Rudolf Dassler. When World War II ended, Rudolf Dassler, I want to get this right here, basically said Adi was a Nazi sympathizer too, kind of tried to sell him out. They had this huge, giant fight, and despite that, them and their wives and their families lived in the same villa until 1948. Rudolf Dassler decided to break off from the Adidas brand in which they both worked at and created his own shoe brand that he called, as Adi Dassler did, Adidas. Rudolf Dassler did something called Ruda, Rudolf Dassler, same pronunciation, but that didn't sound as cool as Adidas. So Ruda became Puma. Adidas was founded by Adi Dassler. Puma was founded out of the fight they got into coming out of the World War II. Puma was founded by Rudolf Dassler. Both members of the Nazi Party, Adidas, their roots in part, providing cleats and spikes and shoes to the Hitler Youth movement, the club teams. What's my point? My point is Phil Knight and Nike, they can get into the political arena. Now, what happened in 1945, should that affect what happens in 2018? That's an argument there. Things change, people change, generations change, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a much, much deeper, more intellectual argument than we're going to get into right now. But when you have the CEO of Adidas going on CNBC and saying, we have a different view on Colin Kaepernick and that whole deal. We want to unite people. He's setting himself up is what he's doing, whether he realizes it or not. And I believe he does not realize it. Adidas does not want to be in that fray because they do not want to have their roots talked about. You don't want to do that. Not when you started that way. And that drags Puma into the situation. Let's be honest, Adidas and Puma, along with Nike, those are three biggest sports shoe companies in the world. Under Armour may have an issue with that, but I think when it comes to market share, you're talking about those three worldwide, especially in soccer. You see it all over the place. But I truly don't think in this day and age a lot of people actually realize the roots of these two companies. What's my point? My point is maybe when your roots start there, maybe you just want to stay out of the dropping quotes like that. And by the way, Google's your friend, guys. Don't believe me. Look it all up. It's all right there for you. There's many, many stories. There's many, many good books describing the roots and births of both companies. How can I switch off of this? There's not really a good segue talking about Hitler and shoe companies at 6:41 in the morning. I will say this. KHTK will have all of your coverage tonight of Kings and Jazz at 7:05. We'll be out there. We have questions as well, and we'll talk about that probably about 7:05, what we're looking for. Willie Cauley-Stein had an interview in Hoop Magazine. Was it Hoop Magazine? It was some magazine that came out yesterday. The annual Willie Cauley-Stein interview where he says things that tend to get people excited and maybe also start questioning him a little bit. I actually thought the interview was fine. I like what Vlade is saying about Willie Cauley-Stein. We'll get into that. And also, Sports Illustrated had some anonymous scouts around the league write things about all the teams in the NBA. We'll share with you what they wrote about the Kings.
I also want to get into the Pac-12 officiating.
Oh,
debacle.
yeah. You turned me on to this story, and I've read about it. We have to. That's a great story, Kyle.
Ridiculous.
And by great story, I do mean ridiculous, to be clear.
Yeah, and speaking of college football, we've got some college football tickets to give away. UC Davis, 2 pairs we're going to be giving away at some point today, probably in the third hour. We're going to go third hour for both of these pairs. Watch the Aggies take the field at Aggie Stadium hosting Idaho State on October 13th. That's this Saturday. Make sure to get your tickets for the season at ucdavisaggies.com. All KHTK giveaways are powered by RosevalleAutomall.com.
Simulcasting with 7:10 Seattle, Brock and Salk in the mornings. We'll do that on the Raiders and Seahawks coming up at 7:35. Ben Gumpert, the head of your Sac Republic, at 8:05 ahead of their playoff match next weekend. And coming up next, a legend, an absolute legend in the basketball world, passes away yesterday. We'll talk about him, and I also have a Kyrie Irving question for Kyle. It's The Drive, Sports 1140 KHTK.
Food and music are about to collide in Downtown Showdown, featuring performances from 80s icon Sheila E., ex-ambassadors, and country star Chris Jensen. We're taking over Capitol Mall with 3 blocks of food trucks, interactive vendors, games, and great music. Downtown Chowdown, Saturday, October 20th from 11 to 5 at Capitol Mall. Tickets are just $20. Get more information at khtk.com.
I weighed 329 pounds. I was a heart attack waiting to happen. I got Andro 400. It makes me not so hungry. I started noticing more energy. I noticed my belly was starting to shrink up. I started seeing weight come off. 80-some pounds. I went from 330 to 245. For a 56-year-old guy to lose that much weight, it took something, brother. I feel great. I feel like I was when I was 35 years old.
That was Ruben. Now listen to what Josh says about Andro 400.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that stuff really works. It was insane. I've heard the commercials, for a decade. I was like, I'm just going to try it. My pants are, falling off. It really works. I bought suits last year for my new job, and they're falling off of me. It's insane.
Guys, if you want to lose belly fat, gain energy, strength, and muscle, and look and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. That's 888-400-0435. Andro400.com.
Roseville, Lexus, Roseville.
Hi, this is Grant Napier, and when I hear Roseville, I think Lexus. Lexus of Roseville, to be sure. You see, I really like the idea of shopping on the home field, and I honor superior achievement in any endeavor. Lexus of Roseville has been a member of the elite of Lexus for the entire decade of their existence, recognizing excellence in both sales and customer service. And they were among the very first to offer a vehicle delivery specialist. Now, this is the one who sees it. You have intimate and personal control of the amazing technology found in your new Lexus. A personal coach, if you will. Drive to victory at every other great place you want to go in the pampered comfort and performance of a new Lexus. Hey, you'll feel like a winner every single day. Visit my trusted hometown Lexus dealer, Lexus of Roseville, located in the Roseville Auto Mall. Online at lexusofroseville.com. Here, Roseville, think Lexus.
Roseville, Lexus, Roseville.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
Get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Hello? Hey, Dad. The AC guy says I need a new system, but my unit's only 8.
What'd he say the problem is?
He sort of just said it costs more to repair.
Did you call Bonnie?
Okay. Call Bonnie.
It's always best to call the professionals you trust. AC repair? Call Bonnie. Electrical? Definitely Bonnie. Space alien in your drains? Better call Bonnie.
BONNEY. Bonnie.com.
Call Bonnie!
License 696355.
Golfers, come play Teal Bend Golf Course as we pay tribute to the classic movie Caddyshack. Join us on Saturday, October 20th at Teal Bend Golf Course. Pay $75, and here's what you get. Green fee plus cart and range balls, a sleeve of Pro V1s for your round of golf, and our post-event All-American Buffet, plus a chance to win prizes during and after your round of golf. and be the best-dressed character from Caddyshack to win a special prize. For details, call 916-922-5209. Play golf holes for one day and one day only. Holes like the no flag hole, the tractor hole, along with other unique and fun holes. Join us for the Caddyshack Open. Spend the day with family and friends. Reserve your spot. Call 916-922-5209. It happens Saturday, October 20th with a shotgun start at 8 a.m. For details, call 916-922-5209. That's 916-922-5209.
Dine Out for Life on Thursday, October 11th. Maida Subaru and the Sunburst Projects invite you to one of the most fun and community-engaging events. Dine Out for Life Sacramento, Thursday, October 11th. Some of Sacramento's best restaurants, bars, and breweries will donate a portion of their proceeds to Sunburst Projects, helping those affected by HIV and AIDS in our community. For more information and a list of participating restaurants, please go to diningoutforlife.com/Sacramento. Dine Out for Life on Thursday, October 11th.
The Drive continues now.
All right, top of the hour, we'll talk about Jimmy Butler and all the hullabaloo he made yesterday at Minnesota Timberwolves practice. Former coach Tex Winter. Many of you know that name. If you don't, you really should. He pioneered a little bit of an offense. You might know it as the triangle offense. The triangle offense. Have you heard of it? Bulls and Lakers used it to, a lot of championships. He passed away yesterday at the age of 96. It was announced by Kansas State University, where he first coached, and love and affection poured in from some of the biggest names in the NBA. Michael Jordan, of course, leading all of them. I learned so much from Coach Winter. He was a pioneer and true student of the game. Kobe Bryant posted a picture of a young Kobe sitting in a chair next to Tex Winter, and he said, we went over every single minute of every game I played my rookie season. I would not be here. I would not have done the things that I've done without him. He was hired as his assistant coach with Chicago in '85 by Jerry Krause, teamed up with Phil Jackson. Of course, they won all of those titles. You heard from John Paxson. Steve Kerr opened his press conference after last night's game with some comments about Winter, calling him, quote, one of the most important people in my basketball career. It's not every day somebody passes away in the sports world that had such an enduring effect, not just on the game itself, but on these players. So if you don't know much about Tex Winter, or even if you just kind of know the name and that he pioneered the triangle offense, hit the Wikipedia today or read some of these articles. Do yourself a favor, because Tex Winter on a list of most influentials in sports over the last 40 years, 50 years, Tex Winter has to be on that list and really changed a lot of basketball and a lot of careers the way we know them now as opposed to before.
Yeah, when Steve Kerr comes out and says that you were one of the most important people in his basketball career, and you have Steve Kerr, who played with Lute Olson and Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson, and Michael Jordan.
Yep.
He had
a lot of effect on a lot of people.
Yeah. Tim Duncan, David Robinson. It's crazy how many legendary basketball people Steve Kerr was around.
Look at exactly.
Yeah.
And the dynasties that have somehow been we all know about the Bill Walsh coaching tree.
Right.
But look at the Tex Winter coach and player tree. And what did you just mention? You just mentioned the three big dynasties we've had in basketball in our lifetime. You have the Jordan Bulls, you have the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, and you have the Spurs.
Yeah.
And now, by the way, because you now have Steve Kerr and those Warriors.
Right.
They're all directly tied to Tex Winter in one way or the other. So listen, I'm not talking about it like it was a tragedy. He was, I think, 95 years old. That is a life, 96. That is a life well lived. And that is a life where he didn't get shorted or cheated in any way, shape, or form. He did more than most of us do. Kyrie Irving looks like he's healthy and playing with a Boston Celtics team that was very good last year And probably I feel like isn't even, weirdly enough, even though they're Boston, and it's part of that whole East Coast bias, I don't see like they're not being talked about enough.
Yeah.
They were that good last year. Everyone's talking about the Lakers and the Warriors, and they should talk about the Warriors. Boston was really good last year, and they're adding a healthy Kyrie Irving and a healthy Gordon Hayward.
It really feels like Boston is going to just quietly win like 65 games this year.
Because they're hungry. They're not the Warriors who are
Yeah.
going to be on cruise control half the year.
Yeah, it really feels like they're going to just like win 65, 66, 67 games. All of a sudden, we're going to get to the playoffs and it's going to be like, oh, hey, Boston is killing everybody.
Yeah.
And they sweep their way to the finals, and
I wonder what
they're so good, and their depth is just insane.
Wonder what the over-unders are, the win totals for both. I know, so the Celtics are at anywhere, depending on where you go, between 57.5 and 59. And the Golden State Warriors are in the 60s, the low 60s.
How can I put money on that under?
For the Warriors?
Yeah.
I think going under on the Warriors.
Hammering the under.
And the over on, I would love to do a three. I wonder if I could do a three-way parlay bet. Under Warriors. Hypothetically. Under Warriors, over Celtics, and Celtics to be the overall wins leader in the NBA this year.
Ooh.
Yeah. I will happily place that bet.
Yeah, I think I'm not even I'm not sure how good odds you would get on that.
Probably not crazy enough to make it a parlay.
What if you went under Warriors, over Celtics, over Lakers? I think the Lakers are at like 48.5.
Lakers are between, I've seen as low as 47.5 and as high as 50.5, but two have it at 48.5. So you're right there.
Dude, I go way over the 48.5 there.
Yeah, I think so.
Over whatever the Celtics is and under the Warriors.
Yeah, under Warriors, over Celtics, over Lakers. One thing that I noticed, we got to take a break, but I kind of want to do this as a side project today, Kyle. So when I was reading all this Kyrie Irving stuff, one thing in that article hit me really, really hard. Kyrie Irving is 26.
Yeah.
He's 26.
Yeah.
He's only 26.
Yeah. Feels like he's been in the league for 15 years.
I feel like Kyrie Irving is like early 30s, maybe 30, 31, starting to break down a little bit.
I think that right there, what you just said, is the reason it feels like Kyrie is so old.
Because of his injuries.
Yeah, he's just banged up and his knees, and then he was in the finals a bunch, and so it just feels like he's been around forever.
He was a two-time All-Star before LeBron got there.
Yeah.
So I started to think, in the NBA, who would you currently put in your starting five, and forget about positions. I just want 5 players of the I thought they were a lot older team. Because I have a second one. Tyreek Evans is 29. Tyreek Evans seems like he's 36 years old.
I'm with you on that. Tyreek feels super old.
I would put Irving and Tyreek on there for sure.
Can I put Dwight Howard on this team?
Okay, so Dwight Howard.
Don't think about it. How old is Dwight Howard?
I'm going to say Dwight Howard is 33.
Yeah, he's 32.
Is he 32?
Yeah.
Okay. But your point kind of stands.
I would have, if you would ask, I'd be like he's 35.
Right. It blew me away, 26 years old for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. John Wall's only 28. Feels like John Wall's been in the league for 2 decades.
That's interesting. John Wall. Is he already? See, I'm almost the opposite on John Wall. God, that John Wall is older than Kyrie Irving kind of trips me out. And John Wall is older than Kyrie Irving and only 1 year younger than Tyreek Evans. You know who else would be interesting, except he just had it's going to screw it up because he just turned 30, but Kevin Love just turned 30 last month.
Yeah. He seems way older.
It seemed like Kevin Love's 35.
Yeah. I'm with you. That's a good one.
Like if I was telling you Kevin Love was 29, you'd really be tripping out. But he's 30, but he just turned 30 in September.
Yeah.
So I would put Love on there as well.
Hey, do you know who leads the seems way younger than they are team? Stephen Curry, who turns 31 this season.
I know. He'd be on the opposite side.
It's like, dude, he's on the back end of his prime. Like, oh, no.
And he and Evans came out in the same way. That's where it gets confusing. Because look at Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony. Like, they're about to retire.
Yeah.
Yet LeBron James was in the same class, but LeBron came straight out of high school. So it kind of screws with you a little bit. And Bosch was on that in that draft as well, I believe.
Is LeBron James on the he seems older team?
Because what is he, 33?
He turns 34 this year.
Yeah, I think so. He seems older, but he's younger.
Yeah.
All right, last one, because we do have to break. And somebody just texted us in. This is a great one. At center.
Oh,
Anthony
really
Davis is 25.
Yeah, really good one there.
That's a really good one. Again, injuries factor here. So far, we have a pretty good starting five going so far. Kyrie Irving, Tyreek Evans. Let's put Kevin Love at power forward. Anthony Davis at center. We weren't even trying to do this by position.
Yeah,
but somehow it's worked out where, is there a small forward out there? Is there a small forward out there that seems older?
How old is Kawhi Leonard?
See, I think I know this. Isn't Kawhi? Well, but it's still a good point. Kawhi seems like he's 29.
Yeah, Kawhi's 27. Kawhi turned 27 in June.
I thought Gordon Hayward might be on this list, but he's 28. That's about right.
Yeah, that's right about right.
Kawhi turned 27?
Yeah, just turned 27 in June. 3 months ago.
I'm going to put him in here.
I thought Kawhi was like pushing 30.
Right? But then again, he was just getting lit up by Jimmer Fredette not that long ago at San Diego State.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Jimmy Butler. I don't even know if his real name's James. I don't know if his full name's James. But Jimmy Butler, he caused a lot of havoc at the Minnesota Timberwolves practice yesterday. We'll get into that and get into our feelings, as the kids say, about Jimmy Butler. Because I'm split, Kyle's split. Curious as to where you guys land. 339-1140, 1-800-921-1140. It's The Drive. Sports 1140 KHTK.